Ooh, you look like
And the rover.
like a really old emo Malfoy. Like
You look like the lead singer from the Bravery.
Nobody gets that joke.
Damn, no one knows the Bravery.
Hello and welcome back to the Sidescape Gaming Podcast, episode 99. I'm your host Jake Burke, and joined as always by James St. Charles and Ted Livy.
I'm going through a phase.
What's going on? What phase are you going through?
You said
just my emo phase.
Oh, okay. The Xbox show made you dark.
Exactly. Made me edgy.
1 second. The cat is meowing, but keep going.
This is how we start things. I get lectured for 10 minutes about interrupting you.
Yeah.
You should have said
And
anything.
the cat gets precedent.
The cat does. The cat's cool, man. I gotta let the cat poop.
Hey, the cat's chill.
But enough about my cat's poop, because this is the 99th episode of the Sidescape Gaming Podcast, where every Monday morning a new episode goes live on YouTube.com, sometimes SoundCloud and Spotify, where once a week we sit down and disc over 500 miles, talk about a gaming-related topic, and what stuff we are playing. Today we are really just going to be talking about the Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase, and the litany of things announced there. But, James, we were big fans of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
Today had some good news. They announced today that there's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out next year. Next winter is what they said, so I guess it could come out in 2024. But next winter time. This winter, though, they are releasing a remake of Crisis Core.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, the Zack game, and that looks really cool. It's got another kind of, funky name. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. And it looks...
So Crisis Core, was that released on PSP?
Yes, I believe it was a PSP game about Zack leading up to the events of Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
And this is an alternate history version of that.
All that just went straight over my head.
As it should.
All you know, Ted, is this going to be good?
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
The Rebirth trailer looked really sick. Oh, they also announced some stuff for like that weird mobile PvP game. But
nice.
Yeah, whatever. And then they announced a mobile remake of like Final Fantasy VII, like the complete story with like all of the other side story stuff put into it. So, but it looks like chibi kind of models and stuff, and it's only on mobile. So yeah. But Rebirth looks really cool, James. They talk a lot about the timelines.
And they basically confirmed it's a trilogy, right?
Yes, and then they confirmed there's another game being worked on, and it's a trilogy.
So remake, Rebirth. What do you think the third title's going to be?
Relapse.
Remaster.
Remaster. There we go.
Remaster. There you go. That would fit the theme.
Put the first game out again.
That would be genius. The end of the game, you fail, and you just play the first game again. So that was the major Final Fantasy VII stuff, but I just wanted to cover that a little bit. Also, Last of Us Part 1. Anyone going to play the PS5 version?
Yes.
When you have a PS5? Cool.
That's a question for you two.
Yeah. Ted, you going to play the PS5 version?
I don't think so, no. Not until I can execute my plan to buy somebody's foreclosed PS5.
Gotcha, that's going to be a while.
Well, you could play the PC one eventually. I mean, that's probably coming out next year at this point.
They did announce it is coming to PC. Yeah, completely built in the Last of Us Part 2 engine, too, which is very exciting. Looks very good. Very excited. It's going to line up right with the TV show, and I'm just all happy.
TV show is something I'm really excited for.
Pedro Pascal?
Yes.
HBO?
It's an HBO show, yeah.
HBO.
Yeah, by one of the guys that did Chernobyl.
Right, Chernobyl.
And then Neil Druckmann himself, like the guy that wrote and directed the Last of Us game.
So I have high hopes for the music and the setting.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and it's the same composer, Gustavo Santaolalla.
No way!
Something. Yeah, he's coming back.
Really?
That's his name.
That composer is.
So all very exciting stuff. I'm very stoked for that show. So.
Gustavo Almodovar.
Okay.
The guitar dude, right?
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk Xbox. Ted, you watched a lot of the show.
Sort of. I watched like 4 different compilations of all of the things put together.
Okay.
I think each time thinking I would get more, and I was just getting more and more lost. So I ended up just trying to go trailer by trailer for some of the things that I really liked.
Okay.
That was basically the show, though. It was just trailer by trailer.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing show.
There was not enough gameplay for me.
There's a lot about
That's true.
There wasn't a lot of gameplay, and
for all
release
coming
dates.
out this year, and all these promises about releasing.
Yeah, that was the big thing with the show
gameplay.
was that everything you're seeing is going to be playable in 12 months.
It's very much a gap year.
Yeah.
Unless this next, the fourth quarter is good, but
It's
you
kinda
can
not
tell
looking so.
2023 is so stacked, Elden Ring couldn't have picked a better time to get Game of the Year.
Yeah, right. Hey, Last of Us Part 1's coming out, man. They're just remaking the best game of all time.
Can that qualify? Maybe.
We'll see. No, it'll still be Elden Ring. But, yeah, Xbox,
God of War,
the show...
which they haven't...
I think God of War's coming out this year. They're being really quiet because I think it's going to be real close. But I think it's gonna land. They don't want to say a
But
word.
will it come out in
know.
time for the Game Awards?
I don't know. That's the big question because the Game Awards has that funky little time break.
They really got to push for it.
Yeah.
Because next year's gonna be even tougher.
Yeah.
Especially if that one game from that one company that we've been trying to get a game from for so long, Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Back
Breath of the Wild 2.
to Xbox. The show is very long. We're gonna go through all the announcements, and just kind of talk about them a little bit. There's a lot of announcements though, so we're gonna go quick on some stuff. Ted, did you know Valheim is coming to Xbox Game Pass?
I did see that, yeah.
Cool. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I've played it with a controller and thought it was really clunky. I wouldn't recommend it with a controller.
It is coming to PC Game Pass as well.
Yeah. Yes. It's a great game. Very excited for it.
Nice.
I'm hoping that this motivates them to start coming out with updates at a little bit more of a clip, because that game hasn't significantly changed since it released in early access.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah, the game. I played it recently with some friends, and I'm just not a fan. It's a little of the content, really.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like the new stuff.
It needs way more.
Yeah.
It's just too open right now with nothing, and then you just kind of done with it. You know, it's why I don't really like playing a lot of early access, is because you get through the content and then you feel like you've enjoyed it all, and then you never go back.
Right.
Yeah. They're filling in gaps in like the early game, which if you've already gotten to the end game area, it feels useless and worthless to you.
Yes.
That sucks.
They're not progressing at like, okay, you've all hit the end game, we're going to give you the next step. They're like, here's something to make the very beginning a little bit easier. It's a soup.
And so everyone pushes for the end game, and then you're done. It's like, ooh. Well,
Oh, okay.
But
Gotcha.
This makes it comes out for more people. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Valheim's a great game.
I'm happy that this is really great for Valheim, because this to me tells me that they're gonna get more money.
Yeah.
But we got a lot to get through. Valheim's last year's game.
Redfall looks real cool. I'm into Redfall. So is Scouts.
That's the first time I've actually heard Scout.
You could hear, yeah. Hi.
Speaking of vampires.
Yeah, so did you guys watch Redfall, the trailer, the gameplay reveal for
I watched
Arcane's
about
game?
a half of the trailer. I watched definitely the cinematic trailer. I don't know if there was gameplay.
There's a lot of gameplay.
There's gameplay, yeah.
Okay. Tell me about the gameplay.
Looks very similar to, Arcane gameplay, like Deathloop and...
Deathloop, yeah.
Looks very similar to Deathloop. Very similar vibe, very similar
Got
art style.
Deathloop, Dishonored, very good Arcane kind of.
But then it has like a little Borderlands aspect of like looks like you're getting more weapons and you have like character classes. They introduce like the 4 classes of characters and their abilities.
And the co-op aspect, which hasn't really been present with a lot of Arcane games.
Yeah. So there's a whole co-op multiplayer component to it as well.
Yeah.
And then the whole game, they emphasized a lot though that it can be played in single player. Like
that was my question, because I think when Redfall was first announced, there were a lot of like these 4-player Son of Left 4 Dead's.
Yeah, Back 4 Blood and
yeah. So if them being like it's also a single player game, I get it.
Yeah. So they really emphasized that home, and I thought it looked great. James, what did you think of it?
I liked it. I always like Arcane games. I play every single one, so it's to me though, it's just gotta wait.
Yeah,
it's gotta come out. You know, it's 2023, so I'm not. A lot of my hype is kind of reserved until we get closer to it. I think once we get closer, I'll be more prepared.
Yeah, me too. I just thought it looked great.
Coming out in a really stacked time frame, so I hope they time everything right.
Me too. I gotta imagine this comes out pretty early 2023, like that, like Dying Light time, like where they always come out like February or whatever, around there.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight. Oh, sorry. Do you have another thing, Jason?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hollow Knight Silksong got a trailer. The trailer just said it was coming to Game Pass and didn't have a release date.
Day 1 Game Pass.
Day 1 Game Pass. Very big news. Very excited for that game, but the fact that they still have not
announced a
announced a release
sequel or a
date.
DLC?
It started as like a DLC off story, like that got kickstarted, and then they're now selling it as a completely new game. Okay. But I believe if you kickstarted it, you are getting it for free.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's like, hey, we're gonna come up with DLC. Actually, there's so
It's a
much we want to
whole new
do.
game.
New game.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it looks great. I mean, just awesome. I can't wait for it. But hopefully, so this was an interesting thing. They had a graphic at the end of the show that showed both years, 2022, 2023, and like a picture of every game, and it said like if it was coming to Game Pass or not. But saying like it'll all be playable in the next 12 months. Hollow Knight Silksong was not on that graphic. So
Dang.
that means I don't think they even know what year it's coming out in.
Yeah.
James, they announced a lot of Fallout 76 stuff for Pittsburgh, the Pit.
Yeah, it's gonna be great when we play it.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna do that, man. We're really gonna do that this year.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
We have to. We have to, Ted.
You wrote down a note. You wrote Fallout 76 expansion, the pit, ... who cares? I literally wrote down the exact same thing of who cares, this is silly.
This is silly.
It's the Pit.
I'm
It's the
just
pit.
kind of bummed that this is how they are celebrating the Fallout franchise 25th anniversary.
You get the Pit.
It's just a DLC pack for their, sorry James, bad MMO-ish game.
It's a great game.
Like,
It's a good
remake the first one. That game's awesome. Put it out on phones. I don't care.
game. Just put Fallout Shelter on more stuff.
Yeah, you put
Come on.
Knights of the Old Republic on phones. Put Fallout on phones.
Ara History Untold gameplay was shown. Kind of announced. It's the some of the Civ devs are making this game.
Yeah, Civ 5
Yeah.
specifically.
Right. It's a new Civ. Oh, and everyone loves Civ 5. So
Oh, is that the worst
Yeah,
one?
no, it's probably the best one.
Oh, okay.
it's the biggest of the comeback kids. People hated it, and now they love it.
Yeah, because
okay.
people love Civ 4, and I love Civ 4, and then Civ 5 was like, of course, like people are like, oh, it's not Civ 4, and then people love Civ 5 because they hate Civ 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's one of those things.
the Civ family is really interesting. That's what I'd say. But
Yeah.
I like Civ 6, so we'll see how
Okay.
this game is.
Yeah, they need to prove themselves to me because 4X games have
What did they do?
all of the recent 4X games have had this huge problem where you find the best strategy and then everything else becomes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the creativity that you had as a child where you're just like, I'm going to build the pyramids because it's fun, is kind of lost because you're like trying to
win.
maximize to win.
Yeah.
And they talked a lot of talk about how this is going to be different, but they didn't say how.
Yeah.
So
I have
I
the
want to
idea.
see more from them on this.
Here's the plan, Ted. You do a roguelike Civ game. So that you can't have any strategy. It's whatever falls into your land. And you know what?
Then you just hit that restart game until you get a great beginning.
Yeah, maybe you end up California, maybe you end up Antarctica. You know, it's just wherever the pieces fall.
I'm just gonna
I like
re-roll
that.
until I get the
Fall.
United States.
You are where you are and make do with it. Love it.
See, that sounds great, but that's how Civ is, and people just
That's how the
re-roll
RNG
until they get the perfect land. They get the
Yeah,
perfect
you look at
start.
your land, it's like, oh, I'm at the bottom of the map. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
Got no land.
So yeah.
Grounded leaves early access. That Obsidian game where you're a small little man, like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, fighting bugs. Leaves early access in September. James, you really excited about that one?
You know, I'm excited about Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
It's coming back.
That coming out, yeah.
It's coming back.
Not this game.
With him, with the guy.
I'm
the original guy, because his kids grew up.
Rick Moranis, yeah.
I'm excited for Grounded just because I wasn't feeling it in early access. I don't know why necessarily, but it had a lot of that like it's coming soon. Kind of like just dead ends. So I'm curious to see the full product.
Oh wow, so you'll actually play it.
I would like to, yeah.
Oh cool. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
We'll say that a lot in this podcast, James.
It's on Game Pass. Game Pass.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 40th anniversary is coming out. Halo Pelican dropship was announced today, and it went to
that
space.
was so sick.
It was
that
so
was
sick.
so sick.
The trailer was so cool.
Also, it
was
go to
very cool.
space. Can they? You know what? I was like thinking, I was like, man, can they do some sort of like space stuff with Microsoft?
That'd be so cool.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I would love that.
Like maybe some spaceship stuff. Oh my god, I'd be so happy.
And that is already out.
would
That
be
came
really
out
cool.
during the show. And then they are bringing also helicopters and gliders in September or in November.
That's really cool. And it looked like they had, just from the trailers I was watching, more like kind of challengey stuff. Like it's not just helicopters, like land a helicopter on an oil derrick.
Oh, very cool.
And I know a lot of people are really into they have like a daily quest type thing of like, here's a plane in a location and weather, try and land today. So that's more stuff for Flight Simulator is really cool.
Oh,
The
cool.
Flight Simulator community, I've like peeped in some of like the hardcore people who've been really into it, and they are loving this game, and they have these systems in place like proper ATCs, like all this stuff, like doing realistic flights.
Wow.
Yep.
There's some serious stuff going on.
Yeah, you can chat with a live person.
Right. Yeah. Dial in too, and like said it is the most. It's the greatest thing to come back, I'd say, for Microsoft, and I'm glad they're like really giving it the attention it deserves.
Putting it on Game Pass was a great idea.
Yes. Yeah. I can't wait for the VR.
Yeah.
It has VR.
The doesn't have it has Microsoft. Doesn't have the Valve capability.
Oh, really? I played it with an Oculus.
I don't think it has the Valve capability. I'm pretty sure it was only for actually I should look it up, but I remember initially it wasn't going to be released for that.
Huh. High on Life by Squanch Games, by Justin Roiland, Rick and Morty guy, is coming to Game Pass day 1 in October 2020. Did you see this trailer?
Looks great.
This looks awesome.
It looks insane in the way that Rick and Morty creators can only be insane.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter where all of your guns talk to you in different voices. JB Smoove was in it. JB Smoove was in it.
The guns are also like creatures.
Yeah, they have
with
like
faces.
personalities and
and like it's like it looks
so
like,
silly.
Think of a Rick and Morty bit and then just make a game out of that. That's literally what this is.
They go to a planet where all the guns can talk. The first gun was just Morty's voice, which I thought was so good.
Yeah.
His normal voice though is just Morty's voice. Yeah. So it's like, because I was hearing like they had did you watch the extended showcase?
No.
They had a Xbox extended showcase, and it was just.
It was even longer than this one. Jesus.
No, it was just like something. It was just like they went into like some more detail and stuff, and they talked about this game, and he's just like, so there's an extended showcase, and he's doing the voice, like the Morty voice. He's like, why do we need an extended? Why didn't we just talk about this in the normal showcase?
That's so great. It looks awesome. I'm very excited about it.
I looked at Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is VR. People have been having issues. Maybe I'll give it a try.
There you go.
It's not great, but it functions and it's really cool. I flew to San Francisco and back in VR. It was very fun.
Wow.
I remember when you had the rig.
I remember when you had the rig.
I'm excited for this this game, and this studio, like, they're really passionate about their games. So
yeah, and from what I've heard, like, their VR game is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Trover Saves the Universe or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where are we going next? Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC coming out July 19th. Ted, are you excited for this?
I'm super excited. Hot Wheels.
It looks great.
I checked in with our Forza expert when this announced, because anytime Forza stuff comes by, I throw it at Gunner.
Yeah.
He is not excited about Hot Wheels.
What?
He's just
Did he not like Hot Wheels?
I don't know. He just wasn't into it. He said he never likes the Hot Wheel DLC.
Oh wait, they always do this DLC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've done. This is the third time I think they've done it.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited.
I think that's why he wasn't.
Should have done Matchbox. Matchbox cars.
They did Lego once, which was a cool idea too.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was just there. We don't really need to go really deep into Forza Horizon 5. Marvel Legends is an action strategy game set in the Minecraft universe. Did I say Marvel? I meant Minecraft.
Minecraft Legends. I was like, Marvel Legends. What is this?
Marvel Legends is a board game.
This isn't in my doc.
Minecraft Legends is a action strategy game set in the Minecraft universe. Which hey.
I'm excited for this one.
I am too. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
They're using Minecraft to experiment with game ideas that haven't been really touched by other people in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
They've had this idea for a long time. In the extended, the Mojang creator was talking about. They got with the team and asked like, "What do you guys want to do?" And this was like something that was heavily requested by them to explore in their universe. And I'm glad they're like doing this because we had dungeons, which we didn't get to play, but doing more stuff with Minecraft is in the best interest of Microsoft for buying Mojang. So it's like,
dude, this and they're not touching the other Minecraft. They're just letting it sit and be what it is.
Right.
It's getting updates.
Right, but I'm not saying like changing it fundamentally.
Yeah, it's not changing that. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, and of course, Game Pass, and
yeah, it looked interesting. It was so funny because it had a great like CGI trailer, and I was like, wow, this game looks like incredible. And then it popped into like the like gameplay graphics. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense where we're at. Okay, like it looked like it was like beautiful, like just Minecraft like blocks and anyhoozle. This was big. Riot Games comes to PC Game Pass. League of Legends heads to Game Pass with all champions unlocked. League of Legends Wild Rift with all champions unlocked. Legends of Runeterra is hitting PC with the Foundation set unlocked. Ted, get excited for that. Teamfight Tactics and Little League Legends unlocked. And Valorant All Agents unlocked.
Valorant All Agents is huge.
Yeah.
I think that game is going to see one of the biggest...
League of Legends proper with all champions unlocked is huge.
That's all. That's just as big. But can you use your Riot account on Xbox? That's like the big thing.
That was my question. Is now because
I bet you can.
My original League of Legends account was then linked to my Riot account. Does that now get linked to my Xbox account?
Yeah, and then people are just gonna have Game Pass at this point if they play League, because there's
it
depends on how long you played.
They just got the League of Legends audience.
Yeah. And I'm sure the skins are still going to cost money, so Riot is not going to be hurting.
No.
No, they want the player base. That's why I think they want Valorant too, because once maybe all current agents are unlocked, but maybe in the future, I don't know.
I'd be curious about that too. That's what I was thinking.
Skins and battle passes, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of skins. TFT.
The TFT, I don't know about the Legends of Runeterra, but the TFT stuff is all cosmetic, so I'm not quite sure what you're going to get there. But
Wild Rift is on phone, right? That's mobile?
Yeah, that's mobile.
Damn.
That's what makes me think that you're going to be linking accounts, because Game Pass doesn't have a mobile app.
It does, though.
Not like you don't load that and then load games from there.
Yeah, you wouldn't load a game, you would just do the cloud stuff through it. I don't think it's ever linked to a different game.
Yeah, you don't open up Game Pass app and then select what game you're going to play on your phone.
No.
Oh,
it's probably all through the xCloud, probably.
But I am genuinely curious about playing League of Legends with all champions unlocked. I think that could be just a lot of fun to mess around with.
So I'm curious on the deal here, though, because I wonder how Riot hosts their servers. Whether they're Amazon game servers or whether now they're going to be like Azure using Microsoft's servers.
That's interesting.
That's a big thing for
I
any
would
live
guess
game.
that if there is any kind of server backdealing, it is them choosing Microsoft over anybody else.
Yeah, but Amazon is the biggest one, so it's surprising that Amazon didn't hop on this.
So that's crazy.
Maybe there was talks and Amazon did not come through.
Yeah, Game Pass is just crazy.
We want to put this on Luna.
A Plague Tale Requiem is coming out in 2022. Did you guys play A Plague Tale Innocence?
The trailer looked good.
Yeah.
No, I need to play it. After your review, I need to play it.
It's a really good game.
The trailer looked neat.
Yeah. I think it's coming to Game Pass too, if I recall from the trailer. I believe it is coming to Game Pass. Overwatch 2, a new hero, Junker Queen, was announced. Which, okay.
Isn't there a hero called Junker?
Yes. Junkrat.
Junkrat.
And then there's Junker Queen.
Junkrat.
And he was. And then early access multiplayer starts October 4th, James. It's coming.
Yeah, they're going to have the next beta coming up at the end of this month that I signed up for. I don't know why I had to sign up again, even though I was in the first one. That's ridiculous.
That's not great.
New ownership, under new management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sucks, though, is because I played Overwatch 2, I can't play Overwatch 1. I went back to it, and it just, everything feels spongy. So it's I gotta, play 2 to get my fix on
Overwatch fix. Well, it's coming, buddy, and it's free to play. They announced a bunch of other stuff, not at the Xbox show, but they announced something at they had an event today. So Overwatch's reveal event revealed the roadmap that shows Season 1 of the game, beginning in October. October 4th's launch date. Will include 3 new heroes. This is the first season. That's Sojourn, Junker Queen, and an unannounced support hero. 6 new maps, more than 30 new skins, and a new game mode that is the previously announced push. A new mythic skin, which is the most rare cosmetic skin. And a battle pass, James. There's no more loot boxes in Overwatch.
Jake, why do you think there's no more loot boxes?
Because they're going to start getting banned in a bunch of countries.
Exactly! So now they're going to force you to buy this battle pass.
Yep.
Yeah,
loot boxes are done.
Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts about this in relation to Blizzard. We'll talk about it next week with Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ted's little review of Diablo Immortal.
They are scooting the line. They are scooting around the definition of loot box.
That's what I've heard. I've heard they're really bad.
More to come next week.
Okay. We're going to keep moving on. And then, James, PvE is coming in 2023.
Sad about that, but I think it was very expected. I'm glad they're pushing out the multiplayer first.
Mm-hmm.
The PvE is the main point of Overwatch 2, though, so...
Yeah.
Sad that the main thing that you're pushing is not coming out right away.
Yeah, I don't think they're really pushing the PvE stuff anymore, like a ton anymore. We were talking about this before the show, but just without the director.
I hope it's not an afterthought. I hope this is not like...
James, what can you sell extra in a PvE mode? What great extra little cash can you get out of somebody?
A great story with full animation, cutscenes.
People don't want that, James. They want
skin. That's not how Activision's making money.
I'll pay that $30 or free if it'll be on Game Pass.
You're talking to the company that has made the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series twice.
Modern Warfare 2 is coming out, and I can't wait for that.
No, Modern Warfare 2 came out, James, when I had swine flu in high school. Forza Motorsport is set to come out in spring 2023 on PC and Game Pass and Xbox console.
Looks pretty
incredible. Looks like Forza Motorsport.
Yep.
Well, so they've dropped the number.
Mm-hmm.
And Forza Motorsport 7 was I think the most recent previous one was delisted because their car licenses straight up ran out. The manufacturers were like, we signed up for like a 3-year deal. That 3 years is up, and they had to pull it from the store straight up.
Wow.
So to see them just dropping that and going for Forza Motorsport makes me think this is going to be much more of a service
game, yeah.
Which is good.
That's good.
The other thing I noticed is they made a big point about talking about car damage, which is great because I like crashing my car.
Yeah.
But also, in years past, a lot of these companies like Gran Turismo have been forced to not do crash damage because that would put the cars that they are selling in a bad light.
Oh, interesting.
So I appreciate that we've now lightened up on some of these rules. I don't think we're going to see Toyota. I don't know if we're going to see Porsche. I know Porsche likes their cars to be pristine, and putting scratches on it is not in the best interest of that company.
That's funny.
So I don't know what brands we're going to see, but I'm excited that a new Forza Motorsport, like the simulator, the real car enthusiast, is coming out.
Yeah, it looked really pretty. They make pretty games. That's my review of it.
Buy your racing wheels now.
Yeah. Arc 2 is coming out in 2023, day one on Game Pass. And in an interview recently, Vin Diesel did say that we should all be excited about this, okay? He said gamers should be excited about Arc 2.
Because he's in it.
Vin Diesel.
He's in it.
He's getting paid. So we can't take anything that Vin Diesel says.
He rode on top of a T-Rex in this commercial, Ted.
Yeah.
It was wild.
I did not know that was him.
Yeah. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. I don't even understand.
Neither do I.
Okay,
cool. People really like Ark.
You fight dinosaurs and you tame dinosaurs.
Well, so it's that thing that DayZ did where it's like a big server and hundreds of people kind of are just existing on a world together. And people have sunk hundreds and thousands of hours.
My fucking iPad fell on the spacebar and stopped recording. All right, we're back in. We're back in.
Caught that right away.
Yeah, I know.
Arc 2 gonna be game of the year.
Yep, 100%. And that's why. All right, moving on from that, Scorn. This game Scorn, it's coming out October 21st. Looks like a Doom-like game, but this looks like maybe the grossest game I've ever seen.
I'm worried about this game.
Did you guys watch the like dialogue-y trailer for this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was in there.
I would say it looks more like Metroid Prime. Like they said, like while shooting is in the game, you're not going to be doing combat.
Okay.
There's also nothing. There's no story.
Yeah,
you just go through the game. That worries me. That makes me feel like you're gonna get bored.
Well, there's no story. There's no dialogue, is what they said.
It looked gross too, like drippy and yucky.
Yeah,
I don't know how you don't do dialogue in this type of game.
I think it's gonna be much more of like a Metroidvania, Zelda-y, just you're kind of in a world solving puzzles.
Oh.
But if there's no dialogue, what's the point?
Alien inspired.
Yeah, I would like to
discover the point. What's the point of playing Dark Souls?
It's gonna be a lot of what the fuck's going on. You're gonna feel like, what the fuck was that? What is this? What is going on?
That's how I played Elden Ring.
But, I like that. I like that Doom story though.
You heard it here. Ted, Scorn is the next Elden Ring.
No, I won't say that. But I am looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be neat. I think it might scratch a Metroid Prime itch.
Is it coming out on Game Pass?
It is on Game Pass day one.
Then I'm all in, baby. Let's
go. There
he
is. That's all James needed to hear. All right. Flintlock. The Siege of the Dawn is coming out in early 2023. This game looked pretty cool. This game looked pretty cool.
It's like a shooting Elden Ring.
I'm laughing on the inside. In my notes, what did I write? I just wrote, cinematic action game looks like a God of War clone.
Yeah, it does. It does.
God of War.
God of War, it has like that kind of similar combat.
I could not shake my, it looks like they're just kind of doing what God of War did. And I wonder
this
if
game
they're
looks
just
interesting. Yeah.
It looks interesting. I think it could be fun. That's all. I'm looking for a fun game.
goes under the category of stupid video game names.
Why don't you tell me if it's on Game Pass? If it's on Game Pass day one, I'd be kind of curious. I didn't see.
I was under the impression it was.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought they were going after that God of War money, which is good. God of War's a great game.
Yeah. Looks like God of War, Elden Ring, kind of Souls-like.
It'll be Game Pass early 2023.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Like you're doing very precise combat in a combat arena, and then it like the camera pans to the side as you do a cool stabby move.
Or shoot with your flintlock pistol.
Don't you shit on God of War like that.
Hey, he's not. Yeah,
that's what God of War is.
No.
It's a whole bunch of combat.
More than that.
It's a whole bunch of combat encounters with cool cinematics.
No,
it's a great game. It's a great game. It's a game about fatherhood, Ted. You don't even fucking understand.
That's
about his boy.
It is about fatherhood.
Lightyear Frontier comes out in 2023. This game looked like a No Man's Sky farming game on a planet, and it looked kind of cute, and it's on Game Pass. I'm excited about it, guys. You're in a mech.
I watched this trailer. I didn't write any notes on it because it kind of just. I was like, oh, is it Slime Rancher? No.
It looked kind of like Slime Rancher. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought it was like kind of cute looking. I'll try it out. It's on Game Pass.
Game Pass.
You're sold in this gross looking Metroidvania with no dialogue, but then this one, fuck this game because
man,
you guys are dumb.
It looked like Prometheus.
The Last Case of Benedict. Oh, it did kind of look like Prometheus.
Ted, how was Prometheus?
Fucking sucked.
Wouldn't say it sucked, but it wasn't great.
Bad movie. The Last Case of Benedict Fox comes out spring 2023, day one. This looked like a Metroidvania, a little spooky Metroidvania. I was in this.
It looked like a puzzle game or a mystery game or a detective-y game.
Yeah, but the side-scrolling kind of 2D.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked a little like Ori kind of art style too. It had a cool vibe to it. I liked it. I was very into it.
Hey, Jake, was Layers of Fear shown on Xbox Game Showcase, or was that a different showcase?
No, I think it was a different one.
That was not.
Okay.
It might have been PC.
I wasn't sure if that was on Game Pass. Yeah, actually, it was the PC Gaming Showcase. Okay, I wasn't sure if because I remember seeing Layers of Fear on Game Pass. Maybe that wasn't.
Maybe it was at a time. I don't think it still is. Okay. Diablo 4, everybody. This is a big game. People like Diablo. It's coming out. The 5th and final class was revealed, the Necromancer, which apparently is already a class in Diablo.
Yeah, it's already.
Which I thought was kind of weird.
People were pissed. Do you know why?
Why?
Why do you think they're pissed?
Because this is a dumb trailer, and the
trailer was dumb. They wanted a Blizzard full cinematic anime trailer like the first one.
Yep.
With like the heart. It was like, what is this game? Oh, it's Diablo. No.
Was this the trailer that dealt with like you can create a character?
Oh, it was.
I watched one
the
of the
Necromancer, and it's just and it's just like it looked like one of those like Warcraft movies, kind of like someone made in there.
Yeah.
Early days where it's like zoomed in on the model, and it's not like the full like Blizzard animation that we loved.
Yeah, in my watching of this presentation, this came before Overwatch, and I was just scratching my head of like, Microsoft doesn't own them yet. It's kind of funny
that was weird too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of they're just...
it's basically set in stone. They've already agreed on it. Yeah. It's just when it goes through.
Yeah.
So why not?
I don't know. I think Diablo 4 looks really pretty and atmospheric. All the gameplay that I saw looked fantastic.
Yeah, I'm into it. Everyone was kind of down on it, but
I'm scared because
everyone's super down on Blizzard right now, just as a whole.
They did kind of say there's not going to be like loot boxes or anything in the game.
Yeah.
In Diablo 4, so
there's gonna be a store.
Yeah, they went back and they looked at what they said, and because they were afraid, like because of loot boxes, and there's no loot boxes, but there's gonna be a store, so they're like worried about there's gonna be like game like winning items.
Yeah,
kind of thing, and like similar to Immortal.
Yes, we'll talk about it more next week. But a store does not necessarily mean just cosmetics.
Yeah. Okay.
So people are nervous about what that actually means.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
But just the gameplay, the graphics and the atmosphere look really cool.
At the point it comes out, Microsoft should have a bigger say. So hopefully, like the backlash, like will be something that Microsoft handles.
Yeah.
It sounds like they kind of need a home run too on this, or else like Diablo could be in big trouble.
Yep.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves Season 7 comes out. Apparently you can name your boat now, guys.
That's great.
Everything. No, that's what they said, right?
Everything that Sea of Thieves does can do no wrong. That game's amazing.
Nope. So it is really great. I wish I had the time to be really into that game.
Invest 4 hours for just a little bit of fun,
It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Cocoon is coming out, guys, and this game looked awesome. The one where they were jumping through like the portals and the balls. It's from a guy that one of the game directors of Limbo and Inside. This game looks super cool, super rad. It's like
those are two of my favorite games. I love Limbo.
Oh,
I know that's funny. This one kind of bounced off of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I only watched one little trailer. It was in a compilation.
Okay.
It didn't speak to me, but I'm happy you guys are excited for it.
Looks really interesting. I like these kind of games. So I'm kind of into
Me
it.
too.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this game.
Me too. I don't have a whole lot of other thoughts, but coming out in early 2023. Wolong Fallen Dynasty comes out by the Neo team, Team Ninja.
I was gonna say it looks a lot like a Neo.
Oh, interesting. I thought this was gonna be just like Neo 3. I was surprised that it wasn't Neo.
I didn't know that it was Team Ninja.
This and your next announcement, they're really pushing for like a Japanese audience, or at least people who like Japanese games. And this looked right in line with that, of like a very Japanese looking action game. Yeah.
It looks interesting. I mean, I like that it's not the Neo series. I like that they're trying something different now with it. So we'll see what it is and if it's kind of more realistic or what they're trying to go for. Be exciting. This is really, I think this is one of the bigger announcements of the show. That Persona is coming to Game Pass. Mm-hmm. Persona 5 Royale comes out, or I guess Royal, or however you say it, is launching later this year. I think it's like October. While Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden come out next year, but on Game Pass and Game Pass PC. So that's really big.
I'm curious why 4 is coming out later, because 4 is already on Steam.
Yeah, it must be a Steam deal. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, interesting.
Atlas does like weird deals.
Yeah, so. I'm glad for that though. I want to play Persona 5.
I do too. I'm gonna play it.
100 hours.
I'm gonna play it. I'm excited. Maddie's gonna hate it, and I'm gonna do it. People say it's one of the great games of all time.
She'll like the story.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So
I played like the first 25 hours of it when I lived with you, Ted. I played Persona up there.
Oh, really? That was Persona 5?
Yeah.
I did not know.
The first dungeon was real weird.
Yeah.
I want to play Persona 4.
Apparently, Persona 4 is like fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any hoozles, this was another weird announcement. Xbox Studios and Kojima Productions are partnering to make a game, and it's going to utilize cloud technology. And that was the announcement. How do you feel, James?
Cool. I'm happy about this.
Yeah.
I think it's honestly a big thing for Kojima, as more so it is for Xbox, because it's kind of like Kojima is right now is in such a great spot where he's kind of like doing his own thing. He's not trapped by Konami anymore. He's doing what he wants to do, and I feel like you don't have to be like bound to PlayStation. He can do stuff with Xbox and explore different mediums.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what this game's going to be, though.
And forgive me, I'm blanking on the name. What was his last game?
Death Stranding.
Norman Reedus and the Funky
Norman
Vegas.
Reedus, yeah. And Mads Mikkelsen.
Did you miss me saying Death Stranding?
Yeah, no, I heard it. I really, really like that game.
Yeah, it's really good.
As someone who did not put a lot of hours into it, but always thinks about putting a lot of hours into it, I really like Death Stranding. So I'm excited.
I have the definitive
edition. What he did with what he had with that game is so creative. Of just like you have to haul stuff from point A to point B, and it's going to be complicated and difficult, and it's going to be stressful
and monotonous.
Like there's something about it where it's like this is just so I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what creative ideas he has.
I just want Microsoft to buy Konami as a big fuck you to them so that they can make Kojima's Silent Hill game. Because that one single game with the
video
PT
game companies
trailer,
are trying to get away from gambling.
PT was incredible.
Yeah, PT.
Yeah.
I know. I'm curious. The big
they can
rumor,
keep their gambling. Just buy the video game IP.
The rumor is that Norman Reedus said something about they're making Death Stranding 2. But then there was a trailer leak, apparently, from something Kojima's been working on that it was like a horror game, a third-person horror game.
Yes, I did hear that. So I wonder if this is going to be horror.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. It seems like that's the area he wants to explore the most. So we'll see. But I'm interested in it, but it was a weird announcement of just like, Kojima's here and he's making a game.
Well, anytime you show Kojima, it's like instant everyone.
Yeah.
Kojima! Yeah.
Remember Death Stranding, though? Like, they showed a trailer when he announced that game. Like, when he was like, I'm working on PlayStation, here's a fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deb, what were you going to say?
I have some little addendums before our final topic.
You have little addendums. Well, this is our final topic is the last thing they did to the show. So.
No, Obsidian Games is making a little game called Pentiment.
Oh, yeah, I left this off. It didn't look good.
It's got a really weird kind of like illustrated medieval text art style.
Yeah.
Schreier was actually excited about this game because he said, well, like before he's like, oh, Obsidian's gonna release something. It's gonna be like Disco Elysium.
Yeah,
it didn't give me any Disco Elysium vibes.
Obsidian makes really good kind of that, like, it's going to be a lot of reading, a lot of dialogue choices, but a lot of what you do affects the game around you.
Yeah,
so I'm excited for that. I really like Obsidian games.
It's a hardcore RPG kind of game.
Yeah, it's going to be old school and hardcore.
Okay. Ted, really quick, did you ever play Disco Elysium?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. I still feel like you like that game.
I couldn't. It was difficult for me to play because it was kind of like long-winded. Like there was a lot. Like I spent many hours in kind of the first area, not really sure what I was doing, but I really appreciated the concept.
I mean, I think Jake and I talked about it's like playing a book. It has a lot of like just deeper meaning and like a lot of stuff going on. And
playing a book describes it really well, and it's one of those things where I came back to it after a week and a half and was like, I don't really remember where I am.
You cannot like get away from this.
I had to play it like 2 days to figure out like to be immersed in it. Yeah.
You got to play it.
All right, sorry, Ted.
But Obsidian made that South Park game, 2 of them that are both fantastic.
Okay. Oh yeah, they did. The Fractured Butthole.
Exactly. All right, that's it. We can talk about Starfield now.
Okay, Ted. You texted us the other night, and your text just said, "Ted, you said Starfield. You said I don't like it, or no, it looks bad. Starfield looks bad.
It looks bad.
What are your thoughts on Starfield? The big blowout of the show is they did 30 minutes of Starfield.
I watched all 30 minutes. I watched that entire gameplay thing. Mm-hmm. The first thing that struck me is that it looks a lot like Fallout 3. That's my first thought. Maybe I was just watching a bad video, but it was from Xbox's official channel. It looked, the graphics kind of had the texture of like an Xbox 360 game, I felt. Okay. It had the color palette of the Xbox 360. It was a lot of grays, whites, and darker grays.
Yep.
And then the whole game, the entire gameplay looked choppy. Like you watched a gun go from, where he did that, and it like jutted. I don't know if you guys. No. I don't know. Maybe that was just me, but I was just kept seeing these like little kind of like hitches in the game that just made it look kind of choppy. And again, made it look like a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
We had this discussion about, is this going to be just more Bethesda? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it really helped with you don't have like a professional playing the game, but that being said, the one thing I didn't like is I didn't like the enemy health bars. It felt really
I saw that as well.
Unnatural. Like why can't they just go back to like the Fallout health bars, just patent that and do that kind of thing?
It was just when you pointed a gun at someone, there was just a health bar, and you had to chunk them down. And I thought that what they were showing with like, there were like the enemies, which I already forgot their name, the pirate bad guys were just generic to say the least.
They held back a lot, Ted, especially the trailer. The trailer was very weak in terms of like showing the game. There's a reason why. They explain more in like the extended and recent interviews that there's so much content that they can't spoil to you because of how the game's connected.
That's the thing, is they showed this like really mediocre enemy. They showed a really, what looked to me like pretty mediocre combat encounter. Like, yeah, you get a jetpack, that's cool. But the gunplay looked pretty lame, all things considered. It looked a lot like Fallout 4.
I thought it looked a lot better than Fallout, in my opinion.
Oh, you thought it looked better? I thought it looked the same. And then we went to like a capital city, which was coolish. I think it was called New Atlantis.
It's one of the capital cities.
And then you went back out kind of into this like rock, and they showed you gathering resources, and I kind of just rolled my eyes. But then they ended it by saying like, what was it? There's 1,000 planets.
Yeah, 1,000 planets, yeah.
So who knows what that means? There's also going to be a full like base creation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kicker, which I'm sure you guys want to talk about, is a shipbuilder. And you can build your own ship and fly your own ship.
You can have your own planet. You can build stuff on your own planet. Like there's a lot that's going on here in terms of a game.
James, what did you think of it? I want to just know your like kind of rough thoughts, like Ted's.
So I feel like you're the most excited, Jake. I'm in the mid tier. Ever since Cyberpunk, I can't get excited for a game anymore.
Smart.
But from what I've read and then what I've heard from Todd, of course, Todd promises the world. But hearing more, I like that the protagonist is silent. Mm-hmm. Not like Fallout 4 where he's voiced or they were voiced. Get rid of that. That's great. I don't want a voiced. That's fine. But they have like so many other voiced people in this game, like way more than in Fallout 4 or even any of the other games
Yeah.
combined. So they've definitely put a lot of effort into this game to make it good. And I'm here. I'm always here for the stories. Like I like the missions. I like the little like stories in Fallout. So if it brings some of that aspect, that's what's lacking in No Man's Sky for me. Is if that's what would have made No Man's Sky is like a proper story, a proper kind of thing. So if this combines No Man's Sky with Bethesda storytelling, Bethesda missions, you can have a great game here.
Yeah.
That being said, it being pushed, and it being delayed and all that stuff is leaning me more towards Ted's vibes, where it could be janky and choppy and
it just didn't have polish to it, which I get.
But they got time.
It is not.
They got a year. This game is not coming out until June next year or whatever.
That's why it's like they got time to polish. Let them polish, and even if they push it again, even better.
Was it confirmed the release date was June of next year?
No. It's just so what they said was this show everything will come out before the end of within a year.
For some reason, I thought I had saw at the end of a trailer that it was November of this year, but
no, that's what it was originally. It's been delayed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like. I genuinely tried to like Fallout 4's base building.
Oh.
And I
didn't like it.
It's bad.
I never
did.
It's
not good.
No.
I love Fallout 4 though. I love
this base building looks a lot better than that. This base building it switched perspectives and they were placing objects downward.
And the shipbuilding looked great. The shipbuilding was amazing.
I'm curious about that. I'm kind of sick of resource grinding, especially in a single player game. Like I don't care. So we'll see how that factors in. I was playing Skyrim recently during my travels, and like the biggest annoyance going back to that game is like just filling up your inventory with junk and then having to sell it all the time.
That's been in every Bethesda game ever.
Yeah, and so I want
the gameplay loop
is the game.
I want them to break that trend so hard.
Yeah,
but I'm really excited for the shipbuilder. I hope I can make some weird looking ships, some asymmetric Millennium Falcon looking ships.
Board other ships. I can't wait for that. That's a fun thing.
My brief thoughts, like you guys gave, is like I'm very intrigued by what Starfield can be, but I don't think it's going to be like the next great game of all time. I don't think it's like how we were all excited about Cyberpunk, because like every trailer we were like, how can this be a video game?
I want this to be a good Bethesda game though, because they've just like had so many misses, and this is their opportunity to prove that they're worth the price that Microsoft paid. So,
this is also
Microsoft
like their first original franchise too. Yeah.
Right, in a long time.
Yeah.
Although they did say that they're working on Fallout 5 in the next Skyrim, so whatever.
Yeah, also, I guess what we didn't mention, Elder Scrolls Online is getting an expansion. People seem very excited about that. Not really my wheelhouse, but the people who like it seem to love it.
That's true.
Yeah, not my wheelhouse either.
Yeah, I'm very curious with Starfield. I think the good of it is the base building, and looks like it was completely reworked from Fallout 4. Like that was the first thing I noticed, was it doesn't look like you're like trying to move a wall like while walking forward and backwards.
Yeah.
It looks like it's very much its own thing. It gave me such No Man's Sky vibes, like a lot of what they were doing in the trailer was what I've been doing in No Man's Sky. But I've kind of burned out on No Man's Sky because there's no direction in it, and this I want direction.
That's the thing. Yeah. This is gonna have direction. It also is gonna have a huge modding capability from what I've heard, and that's good that they're giving stuff back to the modders, and
that's cool.
And then I'm definitely curious like how it's gonna progress, like because they've shown you so little.
Yeah.
But there's so much. So within the next 6 months, we'll probably see some more stuff, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm curious kind of what they kind of were talking about the spaceship flying, and like you're not actually going to be flying from planet to planet, but you can like fly in like their atmosphere. So like
that's fine.
I wonder if there's almost a Mass Effect-y thing with it, like how you travel through universes or something, or like what's going on. I'm curious.
You quick travel,
like jump through wormholes, and they just don't want to show that part of the story or something.
That's cool with me.
Yeah, so I'm curious with like what's going on. I love space and sci-fi stuff, so I'm into what it can be, and if it's an RPG in space that's like No Man's Sky, I'll take it.
I liked the
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds. Yep.
I think this is gonna be like a serious Outer Worlds.
Yeah, Outer Worlds is great for me. So if this is gonna be a serious Outer Worlds, great.
Yeah.
That's
what I think. And the combat looks a little reworked from what it's been in the past, in my opinion. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Final thoughts on Starfield or the Xbox Showcase?
Great showcase. They haven't missed in many years. So
yep. Bummed there's not a lot coming out this year, but
there's just so much coming out eventually.
I know.
Just
right.
Amalgamous eventually.
The fear is when everything comes out and it's stacked, especially next year is so stacked that a lot of good games are gonna be knocked out.
Yeah.
And Elden Ring did that to a lot of other games too. It's like it came out, I was like, it's so amazing, and then all the other games were just like,
yeah. I ended up never really going back to Tunic because I was just burned out.
Yeah, I have Tunic installed because I was like, oh, I didn't get to play it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I feel the same way. Dying Light is like, I could go back and play that.
Same with Dying Light. It's like, oh.
I know. There's not a lot that's coming out this year, but that's okay. Thank you so much for watching the episode 99 of the Sideescape Gaming Podcast. We will be back for episode 100 next week. It's a big show. James has ideas.
I do.
All right. We'll see you later.